everybody, and welcome to this video. This is going to be a first impression and wear test of the new IT Cosmetics Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer. And I do have their Your Skin But Better CC Cream. Honestly, this isn't like one of my favorites. I don't really tend to reach for it that often. I've been seeing this product going around and people kind of talking about it, and some people like it, some people don't, so I wanted to kind of try it out. Honestly, I didn't have any plans to purchase it, but I got an email from Ulta and it was like, one day only, get this foundation and you get their foundation brush for free. And I was like, let's do it. Like, if that is not a reason to purchase, because I'm like, oh, I can always, you know, if I don't like it, return it, but I'm gonna keep that brush. But maybe maybe that's why the brush didn't come, because I was being greedy, and there was like a bunch of issues with me like checking out and stuff, and so I think within the commotion of switching from checking out from the app to the website, I forgot to put the brush in the cart and I ended up not getting the brush. So that's probably why, because I was being a greedy little monster and the universe was like, no bitch, no. So I don't have that brush to try out with you today. I do have a brush from them though. I do have their Heavenly Luxe flat top buffing brush. I was going to use my Kokie Cosmetics brush just because I've been loving that brush recently, especially with like my NYX foundation, the Drop foundation, but let me use this one today since it is IT Cosmetics as well, just to kind of keep it within the family. I'm going to pull it up on the Ulta website to kind of see the claims of it. So this is the Bye Bye Foundation Full Coverage Moisturizer, and it has I can't talk today. So this does have SPF 50 plus, and it does retail for $39.50, which is a bit pricey if it's like, you know, not actually a foundation. It's just supposed to be like a full coverage moisturizer, but we will see the claims. So on the website they do have 12 colors, which is more than the CC cream. I think the CC cream only has like 5 or 6 colors, I want to say, so that you are a little bit more limited on finding your right shade. This one has 12 shades, and it has a description of the shades, which makes it really easy when you're looking online to kind of see like what type you might go with. I did end up going with the medium tan, and online it's some medium to tan skin with warm yellow undertones, which describes my skin type, or which describes like my skin, so I ended up getting that one. And so this is what it says online. It's your first ever full coverage moisturizer from IT Cosmetics that gives you the power to say bye-bye to traditional foundation and hello to your most beautiful skin. Developed with plastic surgeons, your innovative problem solver is designed to help cover and improve the look of skin concerns, including redness, pores, dark spots, breakouts, lines, and wrinkles, all while protecting your skin with SPF 50 broad spectrum physical sunscreen. Created with proprietary 3D Skin Flex technology, your hydrating color-infused moisturizer provides smooth, flexible, pure color pigments that float over lines and wrinkles and feel like nothing on your skin, but cover everything without creasing or cracking. Ideal for all skin types, it also features 7 key fermented ingredients to increase the absorption and efficacy of your skincare, plus bioluminescence and diamond powder for subtle radiance without glitter or shimmer. Finally, you can experience clinically tested hydration and smoothing skin protecting full coverage that makes your skin look younger. So that sounds cool and all, but let's see what this is really about. So let's take it out the box. Oh, that's cute. On the top of the box it has like, I don't know if you'll be able to see it, it has like a little message. You can't see it because it's like the actual box is like holographic, but there is like a little message on there. You can kind of see it there. It says, "You are beautiful, you are it, XOXO, Jamie," which I'm assuming is like the creator of the line. I'm not sure who Jamie is, but anyways, this is what it looks like. So pretty much almost like identical to the CC cream, you know. There's a, like, the actual packaging is the same. I can see when I got my CC cream, it's a bit more tan. Okay. Yeah, this is what it looks like. This is the foundation, this is the CC cream, so the packaging is very similar. Yeah, and so you do get 1 fluid ounce, which is the typical amount that you would get in a standard foundation, even though it's not a foundation. So let's just go ahead and put this on our skin. Actually, first let me prime my skin. Whenever I do these types of videos, I always want to do my normal kind of routine. So I do use setting powder and primer because I really don't wear my foundations without those things. So I want to see how it's going to work, how I would actually wear it, as opposed to judging it off of like just by itself, because I know I would never wear it like that because I know my skin and I know I need some extra help. So I'm just going to start off by spraying my face with the Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray. And then today for my primer, I think I'm going to use the Dr. Brandt Pores No More Pore Refining Primer. Alright, so I'm going to kind of let that sink in to my skin for a few minutes because I don't like to go right on top. So I already did my eyes, as you can see, and I did do this using the Bad Habit Supernova palette. I've literally been obsessed with Bad Habit, and I just have like so many of their palettes. So if you guys want to see this look, just let me know and I can totally film it for you.
A few moments later.
Alright, so now that we've given the primer a few minutes to kind of sink in, now we're going to go in with our full coverage moisturizer. So I'm going to start off with, okay, so this is the first pump, so that's probably like more of a half pump. So about a pump, actually no, that looks like it was actually a full pump, judging on that second pump. So I guess I'm going to go in with 2 pumps to begin with. I always spray my brush that I'm using with setting spray. I don't know why, I just kind of like it to be a little bit moist. I know people hate that word, I really don't know why. A little bit damp, kind of like a beauty blender. I don't know, it's just something that I do. And then I'm going to go in with the moisturizer. Looks a little light for me. The color, the undertone is good, but the color itself looks a little light. That's okay. I feel like I was supposed to only do one shot of my face because I was going to do a sponge, but oops. My bad. We'll do a sponge over top of it. How about that? I don't know. It's probably not the same effect, but whatever. Just want to see kind of how far those pumps go. Because when I do my foundation, I always start off on my cheeks just because that's where I need the most coverage. I have hyperpigmentation and like acne scarring and things like that. So I always start off on my cheeks and then kind of go towards the side of my face because I don't really need the most coverage there. So that is one layer. That's, you know, 2 pumps kind of covered my whole face. The brush, honestly, the brush didn't do like a terrible job, but it didn't do like the best job. Like I would totally go over this with a beauty sponge just to make sure everything's really blended in and like sinking into the skin and picking up any extra foundation or moisturizer. I keep wanting to call it a foundation. So I'm actually going to just add a little bit more kind of around this, like on my cheeks a little bit, and then maybe through like this area, just because I feel like I didn't really put a lot there. So I'm going to do like about half of a pump. Like I really did not put it down all the way. So I'm going to start off on my nose. Just take a little bit up through the forehead. Just because I feel like I was kind of running out by the time I got here. So make sure it has some coverage. Okay, so this is what it's looking like. Honestly, my first impression, I'm not like wowed by it. I'm not like obsessed with it. I feel like it's kind of, I would say, a medium to full coverage. I mean, if you're comparing it to like a moisturizer, then yeah, it's full coverage. But if you're comparing it to foundations, I have other foundations that I feel like really smooth out my skin, like literally make my skin look amazing. This compared to those foundations, like my Maybelline Superstay, which is like $13, compared to this $40 foundation, I would go with that foundation over it just because, you know, it makes my skin look amazing and all of that. But it's not bad by any means, so I feel like right now it doesn't look like amazing, but my skin is also kind of going through some things right now. It's having a moment, and I'm just letting it have it, and we're gonna move past it hopefully soon. But I feel like maybe if my skin was in a little bit of a better condition, it might be more appealing to me. I just feel like right now I just like more of a fuller coverage foundation. The color is a bit light for me, but you know, you can always bronze up your skin and everything like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and kind of finish up my face. I'm going to set it, use concealer, set my face, bronze, blush, all that stuff, and come back, and then we'll see how we like it then. But just right here by itself, I'm kind of just like, I would kind of pass on it for $40. It's not giving me what I would like really want, but we will see how it looks and how it wears throughout the day, and then I'll give you my final thoughts at the end. So hold on one second and I'll be right back fully finished. Alright, so I am back and this is what we're looking like, and honestly, using all of those other products to kind of set my face and everything made me really like this foundation. I just think it gave me the little extra boost of coverage that I wanted. It kind of mattified my skin. Everything went on beautifully and smoothly on top of it. So I am more so liking it now that it's all set and everything than just, you know, plain by itself. But honestly, who wears foundation like that? I don't. Not judging if you do, but I just personally don't just like put on foundation and go. I gotta set it and do all of this with it. So yeah. So I'm just going to do a quick rundown of all of the products that I used. So I did go in with the NYX HD Concealer underneath my eyes and down my T-zone. It did just give me a little bit boost of coverage, which I really do like. Then I used my RCMA No Color Powder. I have it in this just because it's a lot easier than the packaging it comes in. But yeah, this is the RCMA No Color Powder. Then I just set the rest of my face using my beloved MAC Studio Fix Powder in MC42. This definitely gave me a little bit more coverage, like on my cheeks and areas where I set it with, just because it is like a powder foundation. So I do like this because it does give just a teensy bit more coverage, and then it also kind of evened out the lightness of the foundation, which I like. So it does look a little bit more cohesive with my skin tone now. Then to bronze my skin, I just went in with the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is in Deep Bronze, and I just kind of used it to bronze up my skin, like I said. Then to contour, I used my Sleek Face Form palette in the shade Light, and so I just used this to kind of give me a light contour effect. Then for the blush, I used the Milani Romantic Rose Powder Blush. It's just a really nice neutral kind of like mauve pink color, so it really went well with the eye look. And then to top everything all off, I did highlight using the Wet n Wild Mega Glow highlighter in the shade Blossom Glow. It has that really nice kind of like purple iridescence, so again, I felt like it really complemented the eye look as well. Then to finish it all off and take away the powdery effect, I just sprayed a little bit more of my Makeup Revolution Pro Fix Oil Control Fixing Spray, and here we are now. Except I forgot to tell you, for my lips, I'm sorry, I'm like all over the place right now. So then for my lips, I've been loving this combination. It's just like a really nice neutral, beautiful lip. And so this is the NYX lip liner in Nude Truffle, and then I just went over it with their Lip Lingerie in Push Up, and I really like this combination. It's just like a really nice neutral nude lip. So yeah, that is everything I have on my face. Honestly, I am loving the way that my makeup is looking right now. So hopefully it can keep this up throughout the day. So I am going to try and do a couple of check-ins throughout the day. I do have a bit more of a busy schedule later on in the day. So I'm going to try and wear it as long as possible. But we'll kind of see how it's holding up because I do have my friend's party tonight. And if it's looking terrible, I might just have to like finish the video and redo my face makeup, but we'll see when it comes to that. So right now the time is 1:14. Yes, it is a little bit late in the day, but we gonna work with it. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and carry on with the rest of my day, and I'll be back in a couple of hours to kind of see how it's holding up.
3 hours later.
Alright, so welcome back. The time is now 4:48. So at this point it's been on for about 3 hours and 45 minutes, so you know, just right under the 4-hour mark. And honestly, already I'm really not feeling how it's wearing. I have been kind of like wiping my nose because I do have allergies, so it is wearing off kind of like right here. So that's more so my fault than the foundation, just because, you know, obviously with any foundation, if you're like wiping your nose, it's gonna come off. I will say, I feel like I can kind of see it fading here already a little bit. Like, I feel like it's more prominent than it was before. I don't know. I'll look back at the other footage, but it is starting to like grip right here. If you can see, it's like collecting in that area, which is really weird. Also on the sides of my nose, it's kind of collecting a little bit. Overall, it looks like oily in my T-zone, which I do have more like, I do have combination oily skin, so that is the area where it would tend to get more oily. But it's like, it looks dry but oily. It's so weird. Like, I feel like the powder like settling in, it just did not settle right. It kind of makes my, like, it's kind of breaking up around my nose, which is like one of the main problems that I have with foundations. I feel like this is looking a little bit more prominent, like it may be fading a little bit on the areas where I would need more coverage, and then my T-zone is looking really oily. So already, just after almost 4 hours, I'm really not loving the way that this is wearing. So maybe it's for more of a, you know, I don't even know like what I would use it for. Like I don't know, if you're just going out for a couple of hours and you just want something that's going to be kind of like medium coverage. I don't know. So honestly, right now I'm going towards no, I'm not really feeling the foundation or the moisturizer or whatever you want to call it. Obviously, you know, you're going to have to try it different ways. Maybe the powders that I'm using are wrong, maybe the primers. So I'm not like completely cutting it off saying like, no, this is terrible, but just so far from today's first impression, I'm not really liking it. But again, I am gonna kind of wear it for a couple more hours, try and like see around maybe the 8 or 9 hour mark how it is, and then I'll probably end the video there, because I'm probably not gonna be wearing this to my friend's party tonight. I'll probably just wipe off the face makeup and then just redo it, because I'm really not digging how the face is looking. So yeah, that so far is how it's looking. But again, I will, like I said, I will come back in a couple of hours just to see if this is kind of the worst it gets or if it gets even worse. And then we'll also at the end kind of do a touch up to see if there is any saving it once it gets to this point. I feel like because it's already looking like powdery and dry, there really isn't, but we will see. So I will see you guys in a little bit.
Can you move it along? I'm all out of time cards.
Okay, so I am running late, so I'm just going to do a really quick check-in. This is going to be my last check-in for the day. So the time is now 9:25. So we've had it on for just about 8 hours. Honestly, I don't think it's gotten any worse from that first checkup. I don't have like crazy oil, so that's pretty good. I think if I would have used like maybe a mattifying primer, then I would have been set for the day. I don't see any more fading than before. You know, I do see a little bit right here on my nose is like, I don't know, there's like a weird line there. Yeah, so honestly, I mean, it's not the worst, but maybe it's just, you know, trying out different primers and things. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to try to touch up really quickly just because I'm already running late and I really don't have time to change my face. So I'm just going to see what I can do to touch it up if there's anything. So I'm just going to take like half of a tissue to absorb the oils. I'm going to try and use a sponge to like tap that out. I'm just going to dampen a sponge. And the areas like right here on my chin and on my nose, I'm going to try and tap it out. I might just be ruining it, but honestly, whatever at this point. And then just spray some setting spray. I'm going to take some of this powder and like get some on my nose and really press that in around my nose because it is so red. So that's about all I can do to kind of bring it back to life as much as I can. So this is what it looks like after I've kind of retouched up. So it's not terrible, but like it's not amazing. So my final thoughts for this foundation is I'm kind of on the fence about it. I don't know if I completely love it. You know, it is a more pricier foundation and I feel like you can get good full coverage foundations from the drugstores that are, you know, actual foundations. This is not supposed to be a foundation. It's supposed to be like a full coverage moisturizer. I definitely think if you don't have a lot to cover, this would probably be a really good option. It probably would be full coverage. For me, I feel like it's kind of more medium to full. I feel like I do have to build it up in areas where I do have hyperpigmentation and acne scarring. But yeah, I'm going to test out some more, kind of try it with different primers, different techniques. Maybe it's better with a sponge. So I'm not saying, you know, it's a complete no, I'm going to return it right away. I still want to play around with it and see the best methods to use it. But for right now, I'm kind of like, I could live without it, you know, especially for the price of it. But it's not like the worst thing I've ever tried. So let me know down below if you guys have tried out this full coverage moisturizer and what your thoughts are on it. And let me know if there are any other new foundations or, you know, products like that you want me to try out and do a first impression on. And thank you guys so much for watching. I really do appreciate you checking out this video and staying this long if you're seeing this portion. So thank you so much, and I hope you have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!